I just wanted to share with you my process for diagnosing struggling campaigns, and I'd like to show you, in real life how I would go about fixing something like this. So there's obviously a lot of money spent with not a ton of results. And so whenever that happens, it's a matter of, following the trail of traffic and finding out where it's stopping. So let's look at your 8-week challenge here. There's an 8-week challenge offer. It's not showing any leads from that, so that could be a tracking issue. I find it hard to believe that almost 20,000 people saw it and no one signed up. So there's obviously, it says website leads 1935. So that's probably clicks, um, and not that many people have signed up. So maybe it's not being tracked properly. So this particular custom event needs to be on the thank you page of whatever form you have, so that that when people hit that page, that counts as a lead, and then it would record here. But most of the time, you can actually use Facebook's standard events to do this instead. It's a lot easier than custom conversions. You can just use like leads, like right here, or there's like a little snippet of code you can put on that thank you page that'll count it as a lead. And using the standard events for a few reasons is a lot more powerful. But anyway, let's dive in here. So looking at your overall numbers may not help us, because we're going to go in here. Okay, yeah, we're going to go in here. And you have a whole bunch of different ad sets. So looking at the overall numbers won't help, because that'll just be an average, and what we want to do is look at your best and worst performing ones here. So I see you've got a bunch of different age ranges here. Now that can be a good idea, but if you don't have a healthy daily budget, then it's always going to favor one over the others. And so, you're better off, I would say, just grouping them all together and then trying to sort it out later. So for most fitness ads, I'd say it's like women who are typically like 30 plus. Sometimes they'll go like 25 to 55, like in that range there. And I would just do very broad targeting locally, and then not really worry so much about breaking it down by age range until you have a ton of results that you can then break off into specific ad sets. So let's say you run 25 to 55 and you find that like nobody over 50 is signing up, then you can just kind of cut out those last few years, and then maybe you find like 30 to 40 is getting all your results. So then you just focus on like 30 to 40. I mean, that's really your best bet, right? So pop in here, 17 kilometers. Now, I don't know exactly the geography here. Like, I am not familiar with the region, obviously. So in a lot of cases, 17 kilometers is too far for people to travel to go to the gym. Now, that might be different in your case, because there are some areas where people are just used to driving more and it's not an issue. But I might look at tightening that up a little bit. And then when you leave your targeting broad, you're going to be able to reach a lot more people, so you don't have these like tiny audiences, which tend to get fairly expensive. The other thing I see is that you got all this interest targeting here. Now, for local fitness ads, 9 out of 10 times I would say you don't need any interest targeting. So if you're doing like big national campaigns or international campaigns where your audiences are getting into like the millions of people, then you definitely want to narrow it down by interest, because Facebook will have no way of knowing who the right person is. But with a local campaign, you can actually just set up a local ad for women 25 to 55, tight radius around the gym, no interest targeting. And Facebook is a lot smarter than you or I, and they will know who the right people are. And so there's a few other things I would do here, but I don't want to get into that right now, because I want to keep this brief. So let's go into the ad. So let's look at the ad here. So lean, strong, fit, confident. We're looking for people who want to reclaim their body, join a fitness family, gain energy, and a better mindset. Increase confidence, self-esteem, boost your metabolism, transform your health, strongest, healthiest version of you. We can help. Limit number of spots on our renowned group training program. Join a fitness family and be inspired, supported, and empowered to change your life. I know. Okay, so that's like not bad. I mean, there's definitely a lot of really good elements there. There are a few things I would change. But before I get to that, I just want to look at a very important metric here, which would be your link click-through rate. This is a very important metric here. So ideally, we would want this number to be above 1%. In your case, it is in most of these ad sets, not all of them. But you want it to be above 1%. So there's a couple ways you can go about, using that to your advantage. So if you have a high click-through rate, but a low conversion on your landing page, then there's an issue with your landing page. But if you have, a low click-through rate, then obviously there's a problem with your ad. It's like water flowing, right? You want to know where the water stops flowing. So in your case, I would say quite a few people are clicking, but based on your like 4% number that you gave me of conversions, that's that tells me that there might be something on your landing page that's driving people away. So another tactic that I sometimes advise people to do is to put more information in the ad and have a very simple landing page. And on the other hand, you can also have a very simple ad just to tease people to click through, and then give people more information on the landing page. So it seems like you've gone for the latter, which is kind of like, it doesn't really tell you much about what the program is. And that's one of the things I would change. I would rearrange this so that you have people interested in the actual program that you're offering. So if it's an 8-week program, there's nothing in here about an 8-week program. There's nothing in here about what the workouts are like. There's nothing in here about what's included with the 8-week program. There's nothing in here about what you're going to be like at the beginning of the 8-week program and what you're going to be like at the end of the 8-week program. There's nothing in here that's specific about what they're actually clicking through for or what they're actually signing up for. And I would say that that's like one of the number one ad killers out there, is lack of clarity. People need to know what's going on and exactly what they're going to be spending their time looking at, because people are scrolling through their feeds while they're in line at the store, when they're in the bathroom or the loo, and they just have a few minutes, right? And so if they want to know if they're going to click on this, it better be worth their time. And if there's nothing really that compelling, then they're not going to click. So people are clicking on this, so I would say that's a good sign, but you might want to experiment with more information in here and less on the landing page. So in terms of your landing page, why is this taking so long to load? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Anyway, you want your landing page to reflect what's in the ad. So if in the ad we have these types this type of language, this type of image, we want that same thing to be reflected in our landing page. So I think you've done a good job with the colors here, like the colors match between the ad blue. This join our fitness family thing, like again, that's fairly vague. Like people don't know what they're getting, right? And then here we have, do you want to change your life? Well, again, here, there's absolutely nothing here about what the program is and what they get. And there's your autoplay video. Get free unlimited access when you register today. Like unlimited access to what? And for how long? Right? Then it says group fitness training, nutrition coaching, and life-changing results, not your average gym, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much every gym says this, so it's not that special. Before and after pictures. Now, technically, that's against Facebook's terms of service, even on landing pages. But to be honest with you, I don't think they've even really been checking that very much. So here's what I think is your main problem. There's nowhere that tells them what they get. And it's not in the ad. So people are curious from the ad. Like your ad is good at building curiosity. And then they jump through this landing page. And again, it's all just curiosity stuff. There's nothing about what they're actually signing up for. So even when you click here, only 3 spots left to what? Like, I don't know what there's 3 spots left for. I don't know what the program is. So that's what I think your big problem is. And if you can fix that and get all the information in there, here it says 28-day challenge. Your custom lead thing said it was a 8-week thing. I don't know, whatever it is, I don't know, but like people don't know till they scroll down here and then happen to see 28-day challenge that they would even know that this is a challenge, right? So I think that's your main issue. So let's pop back out here. And I think if you can fix that, I think you're going to be just fine because you're paying way too much per lead, I think, and not getting the results you want with the money that you're spending. So we can just, let me just move my face here. So here's a 28-day challenge one. I might as well look at that too, even though that was not as recent. So this looks like it's men and women, which is fine. Again, I would combine a lot of these age groups to get a bigger audience and then let Facebook do its thing to optimize because they'll know, they'll figure it out. And then the only thing I would do is switch, or not switch, I would separate men and women. So I have one ad set for men, one ad set for women, and then just let that roll. So let's pop into your ad here. Attention ladies, do you want to get sleek and strong, become confident, build self-esteem, finally achieve amazing results, be part of an amazing community of people who support, sign up for a 28-day challenge. So this does a little bit of a better job of that, right? So it's about, like, you actually tell people what they get. This will get banned by Facebook. Lose up to 14 pounds in 28 days. You will get your account shut down if you run that again. It's only a matter of time if you don't get caught yet. Or they'll disapprove your ad if you try and run this again. But the major issue I can see with this is that you're running an engagement campaign. And I would always, always, always run a conversion campaign for this kind of thing, or a lead generation campaign for this kind of thing. So when you're creating your campaign, you can select your objective. When you select engagement as your objective, what Facebook is going to do is they're going to show your ad to all the people who like to like things and share things and comment things on Facebook, which may sound great, but that's a different set of people than the people who sign up for things. And so Facebook knows who the people who sign up for things are. So when you run a conversion campaign, they're going to show your ads to the people who are most likely to actually sign up. And so when you run engagement campaign trying to get people to sign up for things, it almost always fails. So I don't know what your actual numbers are in terms of getting signups from this, but you would greatly improve it by changing your campaign objective. So those are your main issues. I think if you can fix that, those are all things I could definitely help you with and things that I could set up for you in a way that I know is working well. Like I said before, like in the UK, I'm getting like less than 5 pound leads. And so obviously like in this nutrition cheat sheet, it's 73 per lead. I don't know what you're getting on these ones because they're not being tracked, but I think you definitely have some room for improvement here. So if you have any other questions, just let me know and we can roll from there.